Hola, damas y caballeros, and welcome to another edition of the Bleed Los podcast. This week's live podcast is presented by our partners at BetOnline. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. So if you head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join today, and if you make your first sports bet, if you use our promo code, which is Believe50, BLEAV50, you will receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Thanks to them for presenting the Carne Asada live this week. Guys, real quick before we start, shout out to everyone in Florida. Prayers are with you guys. You guys got your shit wrecked. I have buddies that are down there that have no power, no internet. It looks rough. So prayers and condolences to everyone out there affected by that hurricane, because that was no joke. They got their shit pumped by Ian. So condolences to everyone out there.
And also to those in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico.
And U.S.
territory,
and those are U.S. citizens also.
Yes, and Cuba too. The island was completely without power. That's insane. That Mother Nature just said, "Nah, we're not playing that game today." So condolences to everyone affected by that hurricane. That hurricane was no joke. So the playoffs are almost here, and the Dodgers are still doing stuff. They just notched a record for the team, for the franchise. That is 107 wins, most by the team in team history. There's still, after tonight, they still have 6 against the Rockies, which is so weird that they have 6 left. But whatever, I don't schedule games. So they could keep. They may not lose again, if we're being completely honest. Because even though they don't have the proverbial foot on the brake, they still they even with them not barely trying, they're still going out there. Just now, the score is 4-2, I believe. With the guys just trying to coast into the playoffs. But I wanted to ask you guys, is anyone worried now that they've clinched the best record overall? They got the bye. Anyone worried about that?
Worried about what? How they're going to perform in the playoffs, or the bye?
The bye.
No, I mean they cinched the bye a long time ago. We knew they weren't going to play the first week. Now what's gotten really interesting, in my opinion, is the Mets and the Bravos. Like, we don't know, who. I mean, we may get the Bravos.
Yeah.
I mean, we were thinking we were going to get the Bravos in the NLDS, but now we're going to get the Mets, and we might get the Mets, but that's a best of 5 series, that NLDS. So it's now it's going to get real interesting, right? Now it's just like, okay. First of all, I just want to say this to the Show Pods fans. I mean, for you guys might lose 2 out of 3 in this series. The Dodgers aren't even trying, and you guys can't even be. I mean, you guys are still playing for something. I mean, the Dodgers are literally just going through the motions and getting these guys. And the Padres, Nick said this when he was on the show. It's got to get into their head. Now, let's say weirder things could happen, but let's say the Show Pods get the Mets in that first round, and then they end up beating them, and then it's like, hey, you get the Dodgers now.
I mean, crazier things have happened, right? Where things can flip, whatever. But it's insane to me. It really is, that the Padres have all of that talent, and they still couldn't find a way to gel. That's wild to me.
Dude, they should have gotten swept, because at that game that they won on Tuesday, the Dodgers gave it away.
Yep.
I mean, if Chris Taylor doesn't make that error, and I know a lot of people are harping on Justin Turner and his defense, but Chris Taylor made that error.
Yeah.
If Chris Taylor doesn't make that error, they get out of that inning, and that play that Justin Turner couldn't make is a non-issue.
Yeah, but the other preposterous part about that is, and this will go to Alicia's positivity, the Dodgers are out there just playing, right? They're just trying to keep in shape, all that stuff, right? Getting their reps in, as the kids would say. They're not even trying. and they're still going out there and just casually winning games. And that's kind of the scary thing about how good this Dodgers. Like, we knew the Dodgers were good, right? We knew they were good. Everyone was talking about how this might be the one of the best teams ever. The hindsight being 2020, it looks like that's right, because their run differential is one of the best, I think, since 29 or something insane like that. It's kind of crazy how also pedestrian the Dodgers made that look throughout the season, because they had injury woes. The rotation looks different, and even then, we still don't have a kind of an announced, if you will, or even a given roster, because there's guys like Trace Thompson that are still fighting for a postseason roster spot, right? There's still, Rogers guy, El Gallo. That guy's been struggling as of late. I can't remember how many strikeouts he has. That's not necessarily a given that he might make the roster either. So, I mean, that's the wild part in all this, is the Dodgers just casually won 107, and they're going into the thing. And I'm sorry if I keep looking up, is because Shohei, excuse me, is doing something special. He's throwing, as of now, a no in Anaheim against the Oakland A's.
You just jinxed them.
Nope, I didn't jinx anyone, because I'm just watching.
You said no.
Wow. All right, Alicia, the princess of Picolandia of positivity. Am I wrong in kind of making that assertion that they've just kind of been pedestrian about this kind of the whole way? Because it's been eventful, but they're still, like Juan said, they're not even trying, and they're still out there just pumping the pods.
No, I would agree that I always try to look at the positive, look for the positive. But do I worry that they won't be able to flip the switch? I do not, because just when you think the worst, a la Juan Ramirez, you can find something to be excited about. This Dodgers team is just stacked on stacked on stacked, and I'm not bragging. I'm still
right.
A realist. I'm a grateful person, but I just came from an event, a fundraiser, and everybody wants to talk Dodgers. There were people that were saying the Mets, you got to watch out for the Mets, and they brought up Turner, they brought up the sloppy defense. I mean, if you want to find something wrong with the Dodgers, of course you can, because no one is perfect, no team is perfect.
Right.
But overall, as a whole, the Dodgers are just the best team, the better team. And all parts, all the planets don't need to align, and they still win.
Yeah.
So I want to say that I feel almost guilty enjoying winning when these games, quote, don't matter. Is that weird? Do I have like a guilt, like a Catholic school complex? Like,
I don't think you should feel. I don't think you should. Yeah, that is total Catholic. I mean,
right?
guilt, that is a total Catholic thing. I mean, guilt is a useless emotion. I mean, usually
useless emotion.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't serve a purpose.
For
For the longest time, I used guilt as my morality. It helped me, keep that in place. But I don't think you should feel guilty at all. I am just amazed. I have to sit there and question, do I just not give this team enough credit, because of the fact that, or is it just maybe the rest of Major League Baseball is just not that good?
That would be both.
So Juan,
column A and column B.
So two things here. I think Niederfuhr changed his life, because I'm seeing a different Juan today, right? I mean, I'm seeing a totally different Juan.
I'm concerned.
You know why? I'll tell you why you're seeing a different person. Because the Dodgers clinched the division in 4 months ago. So what am I supposed to be stressed about? If I have stress right now after they clinch the division, they have the number 1 seed. I think either they win today, or if they win on Friday, they will have home field advantage for everything. That's even including the World Series. There's nothing to worry about now. Oh, but wait until the playoffs start. Wait until game 1 of the NLDS and something goes left, or we get the next report that Kershaw pulled something getting out of bed, and again, now we don't have another starting pitcher, and we're gonna have to throw bullpen games for all these games.
So I want to ask you something though. So over the last week, Dodgers have lost, a couple games, right? A couple games more than kind of like how they were normally playing, right? Like they lost maybe a game here more or two, like more than they would. How they're if you look at their entire record, how they would normally lose. And a lot of those games was like sloppy D, just kind of they were kind of out there, kind of like it didn't seem like them, right? Like, do you think the hitting wasn't there? The game in San Diego, right? Like even yesterday, like they didn't score till like the ninth, 10th inning, right? Do you think that's just a part of where they're at in the season? Like, yeah, it's the end. It's like they just want to finish, or do you think they've kind of hit just a little bump in the road?
That was the momentum that these people at this fundraiser were talking about. What you just brought up, like they can't get lazy. They got to keep, their foot on the throats of everyone else. And I'm just like, okay, I'll pass it along.
I mean, yeah, I would love to see them like foot to the pedal all the way through, but obviously, I mean, it's not going to happen, right? I mean, to do that 162 games, it's not going to happen. I mean, I don't want to see them lose, and I don't want to see them get careless and play poor defense and stuff like that, because that can carry over into obviously into another series. But I mean, I think it probably just is that. It's like they played so many games, they've clinched, they have a new franchise record. It's kind of like, okay, come on, let's get to the finish line to start the playoffs. And I think that's probably all that it is. I mean,
you don't think it's the fact that they face Blake Snell, who owns them. They played against Joe Musgrove, who's a pretty good pitcher.
I mean, Blake
Dontrell says it. Those guys drive nice cars too. I mean, don't we have to give credit to the other teams?
But that's 5 innings. I'm talking Snell was at 100 pitches like by the 5th inning. So it's like, they're doing their thing. They're making these pitchers. Same thing with Musgrove. They're making these pitchers work. That's like their MO, right? They make these starters work, and they're out by 5th, 6th inning, and they get the bullpen. So that's kind of what we've seen in these last couple games in San Diego, but they just kind of struggle to score. I mean, like I said, if it wasn't the Dodgers kind of playing like, they got different guys in there. I mean, I'd expect them to be having, they got 4 runs right now. I kind of expect more runs than that, but we know what it is right now. So,
but I mean, well, and this goes back to my point, right? I think the Padres are, they may have won the trade deadline, but as we learned last year, going into the season, just because you win the offseason doesn't mean that you're going to win the season, right? And that's kind of the story of the Padres. And Nick and Heath talked about that as well. Is there's probably a lot of incoming changes because of that too. But Blake Snell may own the Dodgers, but that's about where it ends as far as owning the Dodgers. The Dodgers own San Diego, whether they like it or not, whether I like it or not, the Dodgers own them. And so at the end of the day, they may have taken the pedal off the gas a little bit, and Blake may have even been at 100 pitches. Be that as it may, the Dodgers got in their own way, and that's why they lost that game. And that's what I'm worried about, is that the Dodgers might get in their own way. We talked about this earlier before we joined all this stuff, that the thing I'm worried about is they'll get in their own way with game planning and data. That's the thing I'm really worried about. Like I'm worried about Craig Kimbrel now. I am now worried about him, but I'm also worried that they're going to look at the data and he's a high leverage guy, and that's not necessarily panned out up to this point. I am all good with being wrong if that ends up being completely wrong, but that's what I'm worried about, is the Dodgers beating themselves. I'm not worried about it. Like you put out that lineup and you let them play. They won 107 games. Do whatever you want. But that's the thing I'm worried about, is the Dodgers getting in their own way, because this team is so good, it's not even fair. It's not even fair. It reminds me of those Yankees teams from the late 90s, early 2000s. It's not even fair. So that's my worry. I'm not worried. I am worried, though, that Juan, this is not Juan. This is clearly a lizard man dressed as Juan.
Look, all I'm saying is wait until the playoffs start. When the playoffs start, it's going to be completely different. But I love that you guys paint me out to be the outlier. When Alicia just went to a fundraiser, total strangers, okay? And they're all saying the same thing I am. They're all worried. Why? Why are they worried, Alicia? Because they have experience. They've seen this before with the team.
But that's why I asked you if you're worried about the bye. Because in some cases, if you're going to lose any momentum, it would be in a bye, right?
Well, and not only in a bye, they haven't played a meaningful baseball game in more than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And now you're going to add that first week bye. That's a month.
I mean,
That's a month. And Babyface said, hey, is this the reason why their defense is bad? There'll be a lot. People will tell you. They'll argue with you that their defense has been bad all season.
It
Yes.
hasn't been if there is a weak link, it is their defense.
I mean, yeah, they have some sensational defensive players
Yeah.
like Mookie and Cody Bellinger.
Cody,
but
yeah.
there are some weaknesses in the positions where those guys make me very nervous. And I don't want to say any names, Gavin Lux, but it's just like, look,
What was that?
What?
Look,
What?
I mean, all of a sudden, you guys want to do this revisionist history and put Niedenfuer up on a pedestal. What did Niedenfuer say? He was crapping on sacks. He was crapping on Pedro Guerrero, saying, "Please don't hit it to them." And you know what? One of our listeners pointed it out, saying, "Hey, you know what? In the '80s, the Dodgers had really good pitching, and the defense was horrible."
Well, and if go ahead, Alicia. Sorry.
We're not perfect, but overall we are the package, right? Like it's the team you want. I'm glad we are Dodger fans. I'm relieved that we are Dodger fans. We are so spoiled. And really quickly, I want to shout out some of the ladies that joined us: Rosemary Davalina and Julie, my sister. Thank you for hanging out with us on a Thursday. If you're watching the game with us, thank you for joining. And ladies, are you worried about the Dodgers? I know you guys have your own setup at the game. You know which bar has the better bartenders. Where are you worried about the playoffs?
So what you're saying is you know where to get the ranch waters. Okay. No.
That's right. That's right.
If you're watching and joining us, chime in. Let us know what you think you're worried about as far as it goes. Is it the momentum? Is it maybe the bye? Is it maybe them beating them? What do you think? Let us know. Chime in. That's what we have the Twitter and the Instagram, all that stuff. I'm really bad at social media.
Or maybe the more important thing that we're probably going to get feedback on is, where is your favorite drinking spot at Dodger Stadium? Because breaking it down right now with everybody wait until the playoffs start, because right now it doesn't matter.
No, that's hard-hitting coverage by Alicia Del Valle.
Yeah. What I agree with Juan, it's like, yeah, okay, the Dodgers have been so good, right? And of course, the playoffs, of course you're going to be worried, right? It's like, it's the playoffs, right? It's do or die, right? You got to win, and that's the most stressful part of the year. But like I said, I still feel confident that we have the best team going in, and and if the Dodgers play the way they should, they've been playing, and the way we know they're capable of playing, then they're in for a good run, right? So, but of course, I'm going to be stressed out and worried, and if they start a game and they're not hitting, they're not scoring, I'm going to be like all frantic and like, what the hell's going on, right? But that's part of the game.
Well, and here's the other thing too, right? Is that I think, as we've spoken to players throughout the season and reporters and all, beat writers, everyone kind of said the same thing, right? These guys know what the task at hand is. They know what the winning the division was step one, getting the best record in the league, step two. Now it's go time, right? Everyone knows the task at hand, and everyone has told us we all know what the ultimate goal here is, and it's to win a championship. So that's, at least I take comfort in knowing that everyone's on the same page as far as that goes. Even the young guys, right? Like a Michael Bush, when we had him on earlier this year, said it's really hard to make this team. But the thing that they all know is they all know that it's about winning, and whatever the team needs to win, that's what we're going to do. That's why they're getting the bats like Miguel Vargas in and stuff like that. So that makes me feel good going into the playoffs. Is that what I just need to know is, where can I get a ranch water, Alicia? Because that's the most important thing.
Well, Julie over here, I guess, because she's a sister, she is also one of the princesses of Picolandia then, right?
Technically, yeah.
That's how the whole royalty works, right?
In Picolandia currently, so.
And she gave us a shout at the pavilion bar, the left field pavilion bar. So I guess
your
sister is one of the left field pavilion locos, huh? Is that what it is?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I miss the all-you-can-eat gordos out in El Palenque in right field. They don't do that anymore. The all you can eat. You saw all the right field pavilion gordos out in the palenque.
In
'Cause
hindsight, we should
people
have
were
asked
taking
Stan
like
about
20
that.
hot dogs a
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
People would get like 20 hot dogs and like take them home with them.
It's all you can eat, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
it's all you can eat. I mean, in hindsight, we should have asked Stan about that. Is that coming back?
That's true, huh?
Alonso, corrections
See.
and retractions
Oh.
to borrow from our friends. They don't have ranch waters at Dodger Stadium. You have to get them at Padres Stadium.
Well, they're lucky I don't like him because that's garbage.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love a Topo Chico. My ratio would be different, and they rim it with tajin. It's actually delicious, but yeah, it's.
Does Cutwater have a ranch water?
I think they might.
Because
Have
they sell the Cutwater at Dodger Stadium.
Have
Yeah.
you had them though? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I tried their paloma. No, I'm much more. I prefer the palomas that I make at home.
I'm the same. It's not, to me, I'm not the biggest. I don't buy them. Is
Yeah.
that bad?
more of
Are they
a-
a sponsor, Babyface? Checking with Babyface. Are they a sponsor?
No.
If they
Okay,
are, we
then
just
I don't
lost
Or
them.
if they are, we need to have another retraction.
Yeah.
Juan's more of a watermelon White Claw guy anyway, so it all
No,
kind of
all
balances
I
out.
need is a bottle of squirt, and I need a bottle of tequila and some tajin, and I'm good, man. I'm telling you, it's the greatest cocktail ever. It doesn't
It
take.
is.
It does not take a lot of work.
No,
I will
it's
take that a step further because I don't like the sugar and escort. So I do a
Escort.
fresh.
Well, now we lost Squirt as a sponsor. Thanks a
I know,
lot.
dang
man.
it.
Man,
God,
Rewind,
La
rewind.
Princesa's on a roll.
I can't
She's
have
on
no-
a roll, man. Anybody else you want to offend?
Can you not offend Crown, please? Because I really like Crown. So can we not?
And you
do
know
that?
what? And
Crown
baby
Royal?
seals suck. So
What? No.
Well, I mean,
So-
well, we just lost Estrella Jalisco as a sponsor too.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I wanna ask Juan. So who are you putting on the roster? Like, are you putting like Gallo on there? Are you putting
I can tell you who he's not
Vargas?
putting on: Gavin Lux.
like as far as position players? Would you carry Gallo? Yeah, I mean
I mean,
He's-
let's look at
he-
these. Okay, how
he's
many?
struggling, right? He has like 50 strikeouts since he came to LA, but he gets some big hits. So he's either all in or all out. So is he someone you can carry?
All in or all out? Wow.
But here's the thing: is defensively, he's not
Yeah.
bad, man. I mean, he struggles at the plate, but he has not brought that on to the field. So let's break it down. How many position players are they going to carry?
I think it's 13 and 13, right?
So they're going to do 13 position players. So let's get it out of the way. The starters right now. So Will Smith, definitely there. Will Smith and El Capitan, Austin Barnes. Those for sure are on there. Freeman is going to be on there. We're at 3.
I was worried about Freddie making the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trey Turner is at 4.
See.
Justin Turner is 5.
See.
You got Mookie is 6.
See.
Those are for sure 6 that I don't think you can argue with. Do you guys, of those 6, any objections or anyone that you want to add to that 6 list that says it's a no-brainer they have to be on?
Taylor,
Okay, so that's 7.
Bellinger.
8.
Trace Thompson, I think, has made a convincing case. To be
Yeah,
on the
Trace
roster.
is going to be on there.
Yeah.
9.
No, it's 9.
Muncy?
Muncy, I think, will
Muncy.
be on the roster.
That's
10. Okay, so we need 3 more.
So I think the 3 interesting ones are Hanser Alberto, Gavin Lux, Miguel Vargas.
Oh, Gavin Lux is going to be on there. That's
Well,
the
so
last-
so Hanser, so I think Hanser deserves to be on there because everyone has highly talked about how if that dude isn't there, they're not the team that they are. So I mean, obviously he'll be there, but I think and because he plays multiple positions.
yeah. I
Miguel
think
Vargas is an interesting one.
I
because-
think it's Hanser and Gallo.
Well, and I was gonna say Gallo and Vargas are interesting because Vargas is also, I mean, his bat is legit. He's kind of shown that and he's taking advantage of those opportunities. Gallo is interesting because I forgot how many strikeouts he has. I apologize, I haven't looked up, but I don't know about Gallo, man. I don't know. I really don't. He's got good defense though. That's
If it comes down to Gallo and Vargas, it's got to be Gallo because Gallo has the glove. Vargas is too inexperienced.
Experience is what I was going to
Yeah.
go. Experience. I mean, he's a friend of the Carne Asada.
See.
But Gallo is older. I feel like he understands the
situation.
experience. Yeah, like he literally will be like, okay, not my first rodeo. I don't know. I also, when the Dodgers meet the Yankees in the World Series, I really want Gallo to be there and have that big hit.
The poetic justice.
Game-winning hit, yeah.
Alicia's more interested in the narrative over here.
Yeah.
She's trying to make a
Novela.
story here. Exactly.
Novela.
La pinche telenovela with mi gallo over there. Meanwhile, Julie's sending us micheladas through the... Yeah, I mean, look, I walk around Dodger Stadium and I see how all you cholas are walking around with your micheladas, man. You cholas love your micheladas,
Like,
man.
you know how basic girls like love pumpkin spice lattes? Cholas love micheladas.
Yeah, I mean
the truth.
that's what it is. So to me, then I guess it's really not much of an argument. Miguel Vargas is probably going to be the guy. I think if it would have been a different story if Miguel Vargas teared it up the minute they called him up. He struggled. Every once in a while he would get a hit, but for the most part he struggled. And who knows, maybe lack of playing time contributed to that. Also, this is his first time in the show. And
there's an adjustment period.
Absolutely adjustment period.
Mike Trout, when he came up his rookie year, when they called him up at the end of the year, he struggled at the end of the year. And then what happened the following year?
Yeah,
he tore it up. But I mean, I'll be honest though, having that option of carrying Miguel Vargas and be like, oh well, we'll add him for the next series. Not a bad option.
Not a bad option.
Yeah, he'll be on the taxi squad. But I think also a lot of it is going to depend on the matchups, right? Because if they get the Metropolitans, Scherzer and DeGrom, they're going to need a left-handed bat. So that means Gallo.
And then also, I mean, but you also, as far as left-handed bats go, you got Cody Bellinger, you got Gavin Lux, got Max Muncy. I mean, there's an embarrassment of riches on that side of the plate too. I wanted to ask you guys: is anyone worried about Cody Bellinger?
No, because he showed up in the playoffs.
Yeah. No. That. I mean, there's guys that are on this team just for that, right? Like there's the Cody Bellingers. Chris Taylor obviously has had some playoff moments. JT's had playoff moments.
Who didn't?
Trey Turner.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's Alicia's right. Alicia, you are so right. I know you love Trey. You're sitting there, pay Trey and all that stuff. This postseason is going to be huge. I mean, every time you hear her say, "Pay Trey, drink a michelada, cholas." So, no, I think
be some drunk people. Eh?
That is going to be the biggest thing, because if Trey Turner doesn't hit in the playoffs, that will now be the second playoff that he has not performed for the Dodgers.
No, and I mean, it's this offseason's big for him, right? Contract year, todo el pedo, and this is the time to shine, right? Is now, because there's going to be a lot of scrutiny with the Dodgers, come hell or high water. And yes, go ahead, Alicia.
Do you think Trey Turner knows that this is a narrative? It's not the dominating, but we've had guests and others out there that have commented on how Trey did not show up last year for the playoffs.
He has to know. There's no chance that he doesn't know. I honestly would be surprised if he was like, oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. He has to know.
Thank you.
I mean, if you want that contract, that comes with it, right? You got to show up.
We need an Aaron Judge kind of playoff from Trey Turner.
Well, but that guy's gonna get paid now. Like, he bet on himself and he went out there and did it. Now
the Yankees are like, dope.
Yeah.
Simeon, thank you for the update, because I don't have the game on.
Shohei just lost the no.
Oh no!
And it's not even his fault. Oh, that's the worst part.
They bunted. They bunted?
No, there was a ball that I forget who the shortstop is. He slid to get it, and they slid too early, and the ball went under the shortstop.
Error.
I hope that's how they scored. They haven't said how they're scoring, but Shohei's even like, Let
me ask you this: was that ball clean enough to be considered a hit?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That scorer right now is getting a lot of pressure right now. They're getting they're probably putting him in a secret room.
They're going to have to escort him out.
But to go back to what you asked originally, Alonso, I'm not worried about Bellinger, because I'm not expecting MVP Bellinger. I'm
Okay.
not
Will
expecting
Smith just hit a home
the.
run. Same thing.
I
Yeah, Frank just gave us an update. Will Smith
Frank
just
with the
scored.
update right there.
Oh, they scored it as a hit. God damn it.
So I'm not worried about Bellinger being an MVP. Whatever we get out of Bellinger, to me, is gravy.
Okay.
For me, it's about Mookie. It's about Trey Turner. It's about Freddie Freeman. It's about
1,
Will
2, 3.
Smith.
So the big
It's
three
about
is what you're saying.
The
well,
big four, as
and
Doc
I
called it.
include Dave Roberts said it's a big four, but also I include Justin Turner and Max Muncy in that.
Yes.
Justin Turner, I look, you guys remember how he started the season.
Yeah.
The guy's hitting 280 now. Do you know how much of a tear you had to be? The guy was hitting in the, right above the Mendoza line earlier in the season. And now you look at his numbers and you're going to say, oh, Justin Turner's having his normal Justin Turner year. That's not how it started at the beginning of the year. For Max Muncy to be over the Mendoza line,
Yeah, he's like at 200. He was like at 140, right?
But yeah,
Yeah.
140 or something like that.
so if those guys who are proven performers, if they hit, yeah, I like it. But if Mookie, like to me, Freddie Freeman is he is slump proof in my opinion. And I think it might be because of his approach.
Yeah.
But I feel of all the Dodger hitters, and I'm putting this out to all of you guys, the guy who I have most confidence in is Federico. To me,
Yeah. I mean, no.
Federico is the guy. If you're gonna make me put a bet online, it's Federico. Thank you. 2 shows nightly at the Pacoima Hilton, everyone. Who is your guys' like? That's my guy. I have no doubt that's who I would go to if I need a hit.
In this lineup, it's Freddie. It's Freddie. I mean, his approach is the only other guy I can think of that has that sort of approach that's in the show is Paul Goldschmidt. Like him and Goldie have a similar approach where it's okay, we need a single. I'll be back. I'll be right back. So it's him. I mean, either him or Mookie. Those are the two guys for me.
Alicia?
Yeah, it's Freddie. It's Freddie.
Wow, you say it with such disappointment.
Because my story with Freddie is I wasn't excited to have him. I did not want him, but I was more like, yeah, like, show me the money. Like, let's see what you have. And then it was like, okay, like I'm in. So yeah, I mean the consistency, and also, I mean, after
Is
that,
it the white teeth?
No,
Is it the white teeth? Is that why you didn't embrace Federico?
no, it's because he's a Brave. Because I'm not a fan of well, when he had his emotional response to
That-
And
Dos
that
equipos.
and
does that
hasn't
kind of-
he stepped up since then? He's like doubled down on himself, which I have nothing but respect for. So now I am in officially Freddie Freeman all the way. Like I need my own T-shirt.
Hey, talk about a telenovela. You want to write? You want mi gallo against the Yankees. You want Federico against the Bravos.
So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen in that? You think the emotions he faced, those are out the window,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
I
No,
mean-
it's,
No, he's gonna embrace the emotions and use that to
100%.
destroy the Braves.
If it were me, I'd want to go shit pump them because that's the team that did me dirty, right? And
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I still don't know what the hell happened there.
right.
Like
No.
I still, because
But it's better. I like that.
Gottlieb had to retract
Right.
the information he said, where the agent wasn't giving the information to Federico. So part of me is that the Braves just wanted to just walk away from him, which I still don't understand why you would walk. That guy's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Like why would you walk away from him? Roger, who are you most confident in? Who do you have the most faith when it comes to the Dodgers lineup?
I mean, yeah, it's Freddie. I mean, that guy just comes up and hits it to left, hits it to right. I mean, like you said, if you need a guy to go, I need a hit. I need you to go get a hit right now, or I need you to go hit one, to left, to right, whatever, to knock in a run. And probably 6, 7 out of 10 times he's gonna do it. That's what we've seen from this guy. He just goes out there and he plays the game. Like he knows how to do the little things and he gets it done.
Because
Well,
Freddie's
Alicia brings up a good point because there was the whole telenovela thing, and I think most people do associate him with the Bravos. I don't know how many Dodger fans have really embraced Federico as one of our own. But if you look at it, man, without Federico, I don't know if we survive the starts that Muncy and Justin Turner had. Like, where would this team be if Federico wasn't performing? Now, I know that Mookie and Trey have a lot to say about that too.
right.
But, I mean, and Federico plays every day. You know, you don't have to worry about him. You automatically
He's pretty
pencil him
healthy.
in. So maybe it's going to take a moment in the playoffs where he does win a game and that the Dodgers will come around. But I'm sure there are Dodger fans that are like Alicia that are just like, those teeth are way too white.
No, what?
There's just something. Yeah,
Here-
there goes
here-
our
here-
veneer sponsor. We just lost our veneer sponsor.
Damn it.
Here's a good
How many
summation.
sponsors can we lose in one night?
We're gonna keep going, bro, because we can do it. We're gonna lose all of them. Here's a good summation of Freddie
I
Freeman.
don't
Freddie
not
Freeman,
like Freddie, okay? I don't want you guys. I don't want the Freeman, like, you know.
the Freeman trade to come for you.
Different. I didn't like go after him. I didn't understand what a generational player he is. Like, Freddie Freeman's really good. And now
Here's,
that he's wearing the Dodgers, I'm all in.
here's a good summation. The dude was down 0-2 last night in the 10th inning, and he singles in Mookie with one out in that 10th inning to get the win. Right? He gets the 1-0. He gets the 1-0 run across the plate. That dude just chilled. He was patient. He never looked flustered. Wasn't trying to force anything. He was just waiting, to kind of see what came, and it was a single, right? It wasn't anything crazy. That's that approach that we're talking about. That's all you need in the playoffs. You got to manufacture a run sometimes, and it wasn't a pretty win. It was a 1-0 win in the 10th inning, but they still got the win.
Yeah, he
And
did the
that's how they
same
got the
thing.
rest.
He did the same thing earlier tonight. Mookie was on third. Freddie came up, and I think it was to tie the game. He hit it to left field, this little single. It's like,
Okay,
It's
you
like-
guys, we have to address the comments. Look at Philip Lopez. Welcome back. Freeman and Mookie, did we just become best friends? I was thinking the same thing. Like, how adorable were their costumes? They're just like the buddy guys. Like, it's good. It's good vibras, right? Like, I'm all in. I'm all in.
No,
I'm glad you called that up because poor Philip is he's going through a tough time because the Raiders unfortunately have to show up and play baseball games with a coach with some guy that they call a coach, Chase Daniels. I think he works at the Tacos El Gordo there in Vegas. And,
Josh McDaniels.
Is that what his name is? Whatever. He sucks. He doesn't deserve to have his first day. How the hell do you pass the ball when all you had to do was run the ball three times in a row, man?
And
Just
you have
run
Josh
the ball
Jacobs. You have Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Josh Jacobs must have pictures of somebody because.
so before Juan goes on a tangent. So
My favorite
who
part
are
about
your
all this,
13
by the way, hold on, Roger,
13
real quick.
pitchers, 13
Real quick,
pitchers.
Roger, real quick. My favorite part about all this is Roger has no idea what we're talking about. Because Roger does not watch anything else aside from baseball. So he has
I don't
no
watch
idea.
the Raiders. I don't watch losing teams.
Wow.
Well, that's fine. You're doing yourself a service, man, because if you watch the Raiders, you would just pull your hair out. I know poor Philip right now is probably taking his blood pressure medication right now because of the Raiders, man.
I mean, there was a game on earlier, right?
It's still on, I think.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, the Dolphins, they're going to have a lot of questions.
Yeah, there is.
They're going to have to answer.
They're going to get ripped tomorrow by everyone.
Wait, tell me. I haven't watched. What's going on?
I can't ever say his name. I apologize.
Just call him Tua. Just call him
Tua.
Tua.
Tua got hurt pretty bad. Like
Again?
he got. Yeah. So he got
It's because he never recovered from the
Yeah.
concussion that he had last week.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, this.
I'm a doctor.
This hit was bad. I mean, his fingers were like involuntarily like making gang signs in front of his face. I'm not poking fun at it. That's the only way to describe it. Like
It's like if you've seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape when Leonardo DiCaprio, does
it was bad.
Born Anywhere. That's
But thankfully, according to the Dolphins social media, he has movement in all the extremities, so that's good. But it was bad. That one was one of the worst ones I'd seen. And again, not making fun of it. That's just literally the only way to describe it. but I don't even know the score. I don't even care about the score at this point. I just hope Tua's okay.
The White Tigers won.
The White Tigers won?
Yeah.
So no 4-0 for the Dolphins.
No.
That's still 3 more wins than the Rangers have.
I did like those Bengals helmets though.
Yeah, no, those white uniforms were cool. I did.
You mean the Bengals that lost to the world champ?
New season.
Oh, there she goes. There she goes. Every time we talk football, she's got to talk about the Rams.
I mean, gotta bring up bullshit. Shout out to Eric Whittle, the homie Eric Whittle.
They are the champions.
Currently, yes, but it's a new season, right?
Hey, Babyface, how was it driving the bandwagon? Was it stressful because you had a lot of responsibility? You know,
Juan is on a tear tonight.
I don't drive bandwagon. I've been a Ram fan.
Did you get your application in just in time?
Since like 1978 or something like that.
You got in like right at the deadline then?
That's right.
Vince Ferragamo, Wendell
Jim
Tyler,
Everett,
Jack
all those heroes. Flipper Anderson.
Shout out to Jim Everett. He's very active on Twitter.
He's and then Roger's just gonna start naming
Ron Brown,
Merle Olsen,
name, right? Ron Brown.
I'm gonna take your word for it. I don't know any Rams
Eric
players.
Dickerson, Wendell
Eric
Tyler.
Dickerson with the Jerry curl and the just ram it. What was the song? Ram it, right?
Hey, Juan, when's the last time that the Raiders won a playoff game?
Let's bring it back. I don't want to go down that dark hole.
I'm just trying to. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm just poking and prodding because I'm telling you, this is not Juan. This is an imposter.
You guys can't hurt me. I'm a Raiders fan. There is nothing that you guys can do to me that this team has not already done to me.
I like the way his voice cracked. I'm a Raiders fan.
Flip knows this. Flip knows this, right? Flip knows this because he's been put through all the misery himself. Flip, unfortunately, is delusional and still has hopes that this organization is somehow... Look, Alonso has more information than I do. He knows that until, Tommy Boy sells the team, this organization is not going anywhere.
You know who I feel bad for, man? I really do feel bad for your fan base. I do. Because there is no fan base that's as passionate as the Raiders fans.
Okay, wait. Calm down.
Wow.
She just pulled a bitch please on you right now.
I agree with Alonso 50% of that statement. The football season is just more enjoyable when the Raiders are good. It just is because their fan base is global.
And football hasn't been enjoyable for the last 30 years.
But I will say
wow.
I thought you didn't want
that's what we call timing. Good job, Babyface.
Niners fans and Cowboys fans.
No, the fan base that's completely unbearable are Cowboys fans. I hate Jerry Jones, and I don't really hate people.
And they're coming to LA.
Yeah, I hate Jerry. Like Jerry Jones just literally thinks he's on a reality show, and it's like, bro, this is people's livelihoods. They
did have a reality show.
But right. But you get what I mean, right? Whereas wow, Philip just said that Alicia's a closeted Raiders fan.
I know. I'm just saying I have a lot.
Yeah, there you go. That's your answer. She totally answered like a Raider fan too. I know her.
No,
They sell ranch water at Alley Giant Stadium.
Okay, listen. I meant it like I know.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Say that.
She sounded like Christopher Walken there. It's crazy,
My family, there are a lot of Raiders fans in my family. And I hate to see people I love tormented and just cry every Sunday. It's hard.
I really thought you were going to say, I really hate people that I love and care about make terrible decisions.
No. So, I mean, they are not on my list. Again, back to Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
And the Niners with all their brand new jerseys, every time they would come to the Coliseum, like shiny with the tag still on. Just like,
maybe they just keep it in the dry cleaner's bag. They keep it in the dry cleaner's bag.
You got to keep it fresh, yo. And again, but prayers to Tua. I hope he's okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so awful.
It looked rough. That looked bad. And I mean, and I really hope. I mean, like Juan said, there's going to be some people that are for sure going to catch hell tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because that I still think that they mishandled everything on Sunday. That's just my humble opinion.
Yeah, this all goes back to Sunday. You're absolutely right, Alonso.
And then do I think that hit was maybe a little excessive? Maybe, but it wasn't anything crazy that we see, in the league. But that was bad. And prayers up to Tua. Hopefully he's okay. Whereas Raider fans are clearly inconsolable.
So last thing before we get back to baseball and the 13 pitchers, champs, baby.
Wow.
Champs right there.
It's a new season, man. It's a new season.
Speaking of fan bases, so I talked to a Show Pods fan today, and she had said to me, she goes, well, you guys take over half of the stadium. And I know we've had this conversation before. To me, I think the Dodger fans are the ones that are keeping baseball alive. Because
they travel well, man.
Every time I watch a game, half of the stadium is Dodger fans.
Yes.
And Padres just set a sellout record for this season, and like you'd see the comments like, thanks to who?
Yeah, Dodger fans,
right?
Well, and this year, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to any away games as much as I wanted to. I'm making a goal of that next year. But every time I've been to an away game, it's the majority is Dodger fans. Like in Denver, Denver's far as hell away. It's far away. That's even too high, even for Californians.
Hey, let me ask you guys this: do you guys ever remember a time where going to an opposing stadium was scary? Because, they were going to see you wearing a Dodger hat and you were going to be outnumbered. I don't have that fear anymore.
Philadelphia, New York doesn't really bug me that much. Neither stadium.
I don't have that fear now because I know there's going to be Dodger fans no matter what stadium I go to, and that's my backup right there.
Yeah, the only place is Philadelphia. I haven't been there in a while, but the only other place I can think of that might be, a little could be sketchy, but they're for the most part pretty chill. St. Louis, that's about it. About it.
It's St. Louis.
The great people of St. Louis are going to be like, they're going to boycott. We just lost.
They're not scary is my what I'm saying. You know what? You would know. I haven't been, but I've done the Phillies. I've done Denver's always fun.
Yeah.
But you're right. We travel in numbers.
Yeah. Everywhere they go, everywhere. I mean, Arizona, when you go to Arizona, the poor Diamondbacks fans aren't there. But it's mostly whoever the opposing team is in general. But, the Cubs and Dodgers travel well, even when they're not playing very well.
The Dodgers go everywhere. It's not even just the neighboring teams. It's become a thing. I mean, there are groups that are now making a living. They've quit their day jobs and they are focusing on getting Dodger fans corralled. They've got their tickets, their hotels, and parties before and after the games. Genius, because we were already traveling. And I'm like, dang it, why didn't I think of that?
Well, it's because Dodger fans we like to congregate in packs anyway.
I get the traveling, but take the traveling out. And those stadiums are still packed because there's Dodger fans everywhere.
There's Dodger fans. You go to Europe, man, and you see Dodgers hats. I mean,
but there's a lot of fans that travel from LA. To go to those games.
Yeah. But I mean, I do think it's like San Diego. The last time I was in San Diego, it's been a while. I sat at the behind home plate at the very top, like the nosebleeds, and that was just Dodgers fans. That's all it was. It was just Dodgers fans, and they were vibing. Everything was chill. But I mean, everywhere you looked, it was just Dodger fans. There definitely was no mixtapes of the San Diego Padres being played by anybody when I was there. It was just nothing but Dodger fans. Wait, Simeon's a Patriots fan? What?
Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah.
He's a Patriots fan? Oh, man. I'm sorry.
And to answer Flip's question, Flip, we don't know when our next live event is going to be. We may surprise people with a live event during the playoffs, but we are going to be doing online watch parties.
We are, yes,
for the playoffs. So these, I know we've mentioned this before in previous episodes, but there's a link. Babyface has been putting it out.
I'll post it right here, and whoever's watching, you can go and sign up right now.
Yeah.
Go sign up,
and you'll get to watch the game with us online. It's free.
Yes.
You'll watch it. We can just basically do what we're doing right now.
Banter back and forth.
You can talk trash directly to one.
Yeah, talk trash directly to me because that's become a new Olympic sport, apparently.
I know.
I'm hoping to see if anybody medals.
Alicia's already a bronze medalist, so we're good there. We're good there.
I know, right?
Okay,
Bronze
so Juan, I
medalist
want,
in what?
Shit talking to Juan.
Exactly.
No, that's not true.
Alicia, it's okay.
I want to know
I
Juan's
said
13
leave one
pitches.
alone earlier.
What is this 13 pitch? Oh, the 13
Oh, the
pitchers.
13. So the outlier. Okay, so Evan Phillips is in. Julio Diaz is
Start
in.
with your starters. So you got
So,
Julio,
okay, so Julio Diaz is in.
Kershaw.
Clayton,
Clayton Kershaw's in. I don't think anyone's worried about
Anderson.
Tyler Anderson. Those are your three.
Okay, Gonsolin's gonna be in there, but he's gonna be like a 2-3 inning pitcher.
Andrew Heaney.
Heaney, so that's 5.
So those are your 4.
That's
Gonsolin for Catman.
What we I'm
That's
sorry,
5.
5. Tony Gonsolin, Julio Diaz, Tyler Anderson, Andrew Heaney, Catman.
Can you pencil in Dustin May right now?
I would say no.
Yeah, I don't think Dustin May's coming back.
I think he'll be back. I just don't think he'll be back for the first series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's a possibility.
Yeah, I think, but again, we also don't know truly the extent of the injury, right? But if I were to take a guess, being a betting man, I would say we'll see him at some point if all is well.
And be prepared to see Blake Trinan next season.
That's what I would bank on that. That sucks, by the way. That sucks real bad for Blake.
Evan Phillips.
If he doesn't make the roster, I will riot.
Okay, Evan Phillips. Vesia.
Vesia.
I like
Well, hold on, actually. Lefty. Okay.
Kane Lee.
Kane Lee, I think, has made a pretty convincing case.
Let's put him to the side for right
But
now.
I would say he's an outlier, yeah. Craig Kimbrel's in. Whether we like it or not, that dude's in.
That I don't know, man. That I don't know.
How do you think he's not making the roster?
He's got a 6-game audition coming up against the Rockies.
I don't know if 6 games is enough, man. Even if he's lights out the next 6 games, you're still confident putting him in there? Let's go through the rest of the options, and then you tell me who you would take out. So right now we have 7.
Okay, Brewstar.
That's 7, right? So
Brewstar,
from there,
I think, is in.
So I think here's another on the fence, Yency. I think he should be in.
Yancey's in.
Yeah, he should be in. I think.
Okay,
let me
if
tell
you put Yancey in, that's 9.
That's 9. Yeah. So then from there, where it gets tough is I don't know if Chris Martin makes it. I think
Chris
he should.
Martin. He's in. Chris Martin.
Yeah. The only reason I don't know if he should is because there's Brewstar, there's Caleb Ferguson.
He's on the fringe.
Yeah, Caleb's on the fringe.
And Bickford's back at OKC, so I don't think
Yeah, Bickford's done.
David Price.
Bickford's done. Price is on the fringe.
Yeah, Price is on the fringe.
Is he off the IL?
Yes, he got activated, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
We already talked about Canley. I can never say his damn name. Michael Grove, who's currently on the active roster. I don't think he's
not.
I said Chris Martin.
Pepio, no,
Pepio. I don't think they'd call him up unless an injury, of course. So that's all of them, yeah. So
you got 3 spots and you got 4 pitchers. So you got Price, Conley, or however you pronounce it.
Kane Lee.
Yeah, Kane Lee, and then Almonte and Ferguson.
See.
So of those
Almonte?
4, who's the odd man out?
Well, and real quick, to answer Fernie, I'm not being a casual about this. I don't know if you're a male or female, my guy. It's literally, it all depends on who they're going to play. Because if they play the Mets, I don't know. I would go, shit, this is tough. Because
if Ferguson's the odd man out, you have 2 lefties in that bullpen.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
Vesia and Price.
And
Technically, Heaney would be your 3rd, but he's going to piggyback Gonsolin.
Has to. That's the only thing that makes sense to me there.
I think we'll see Ferguson and Price swap series.
So I think, well, it all depends on who they play too. Let me look up these numbers. Either Los Bravos. Let's see, Caleb Ferguson. That's because that's the thing, right? Is it's going to be the matchup, and
what if the show pods end up beating the Metropolitans or the Bravos?
And all that shit that you talked, you're just going to have to eat it. And that's why it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm the show pods, I'm trying to wiggle my way to get into to see if I could play the Cardinals because they just beat them 2 out of 3 last week, right? And the Phillies look like they're gonna fall out, and the Brewers are gonna catch them.
Bro, the Phillies are such a weird team too. I would say I would say Caleb Ferguson's in.
Huh? I think Roberts is going to go with Price. I think
No, but I think the reason they're also that I think Caleb is in is it gives Price a series to rest up.
I can see what you guys are saying in terms of switching them.
Yeah.
When it comes to series, but you're really only going to have 3 left-handers in there.
Yeah, but again, and then if you play the Mets, I mean, both of them have man.
I mean, but their starting rotation's all lefty.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a tough one, man. That really is a tough one. And then I apologize. Who was the other name? David Price, Caleb Ferguson. There was Brusdar, right?
Kane Lee and Ferguson. We already had Brusdar in. So for 3 spots, the 4 that we had battling for those 3 spots are David Price, Kane Lee, Almonte, and Ferguson.
So I think for the first series, David Price is going to be the odd man out.
Okay.
And it's not a knock on him. I just think it's just to give him a little time to chill.
So there you go. Place your bets.
No Dustin May. No Dustin May, you're saying?
First round, no.
No Trinan.
No, Trinan's done.
Dave Roberts did say last week that if Trinan, this next week that they're off, if he comes in and he's healthy that week that they're off, he's on the roster.
No, and Trinan should be. I mean, he's. I mean, if you have Evan Phillips, Blake Trinan, and even let's say if Kimbrel's not there, it's probably maybe Brusdar. That's a filthy back end of your bullpen, man.
Oh, you know who's the guy we have left out?
Who's that?
In those 10, and then the 4 fighting for the 3, I never included Kimbrel.
I thought you said he was out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're not even arguing about Kimbrel.
Well, because you told me he was out, and I was all right. Well, that's a fight for another day.
I think he's in. It's gonna be.
I don't think
if he's in, then that means who you're gonna take off.
But
so we already said Price. So of Conley, Almonte, and Ferguson, you're gonna have to take off a right-hander.
Yeah.
Right. So you're gonna take off Kenley or Almonte.
I think it'd be if it were me, I'd probably. Oh man, that's tough too. Because you got casual 100 and you got location.
It's like the thing is, if you keep Kimbrel on, when are you going to use Kimbrel?
Well, the thing is the Dodgers are going to treat him like he's a high leverage guy. They are. They absolutely are.
And that's the cute shit that I keep talking about. That's the cute shit that we're going to sit there. You guys are all, hey, Juan's acting weird. And then come the playoffs, I'm going to sit there and go, see, this is what I've been preparing you guys for. The whole season is bullshit like this, where all of a sudden we stop playing baseball.
Bro, I just told you that I'm worried about them beating themselves with shit like that. I just told you this minutes ago.
So speaking of cute, if Kimbrel is on the roster during the playoffs, does he come out to let it go?
I don't think it matters as long as he just gets the job done. But I don't give a shit what you're coming out to, man.
You really think a playoff game?
No, that's retired. Let it go is retired, dude.
Let it go.
Letting it go to let it go.
Yeah, let it go is retired. It's become too much of a thing.
Here's the other thing with Craig, though, man. We talked about. I don't remember when we talked about it. It's been a couple weeks now. He's not ever had it was with the Red Sox when he's with the Red Sox, right? It's not like he went out and pitched lights out either, but he got the job done. So that's what I'm fully expecting from Craig Kimbrel. I'm not expecting him to be. He's not. I would dare say he's not a traditional closer in the sense that he's going to go out and get you, an immaculate inning and all that jazz. But he'll get you the victory.
I don't know, man. I feel like the writing's on the wall for him. I don't see Roberts defending him anymore.
Well, I mean, I mean, if there is an upside, I mean, you have other high leverage guys aside from Evan Phillips, Alex Vesey.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have plenty of other options. They don't have to use Kimbrel.
But I mean,
if the goal is to win a World Series and they're saying team comes first, you have to put. Wait, so it's a 26-man roster for the playoffs? It's
I'm
not
not
25?
Yeah. I think it's 26. You know what?
You
the
gotta go with the 26 that can get you that championship.
What do you think, Alicia, in all of this?
I think that sometimes I have to pull back because you guys give me anxiety that I didn't know was there. Like, you make me worry about things that I'm not worried about. Like, I'm really rose-colored glasses. Like, I fully believe in the Dodgers. I understand the getting cute thing because they did get cute, right? They got cute with Urias. They got cute with Scherzer, ruined that whole. Like, I get it. It's legit. However, big picture, overall, I really have faith in the Dodgers, and I really believe they know what they're doing. They're going to figure it out. They're going to piece together a closer. I have full faith. I don't want to focus on things that won't keep me up at night because I need to get some sleep.
Yes, but 26, Nora Kimbrel.
You have a point, Alicia, because the games they have lost is when they use Kimbrel. When they don't use Kimbrel, they win. So they have other ways that they can close out games. But the question is, are they going to be willing to do it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
by any means necessary.
And
so then does that mean, are you saying that you're not expecting Craig Kimbrel to be on this roster? I have a hard time saying that dude's name.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be on there. And when they do put him on the roster, Dodger fan is going to lose their shit. I mean, you see how he, right now, whenever he enters a game, all over Dodgers Twitter. And it's so funny because, we all say Dodger fans are the greatest fans. If you read Twitter, you might want to reevaluate that statement because there's a lot of heat coming off of Dodgers Twitter.
There is. Okay. So then, okay, the conclusion we came to, so is Kimbrel the odd man out, or is it David Price? Or some of those?
I think Kimbrel's the odd man out. What do you guys think?
I think he's going to be on the roster, if I'm totally honest with you.
I mean, where did we just hear this or talk about it where he will be on the roster, but he's going to be used,
as a mop-up guy?
He won't be a closer.
Yeah.
But I have not sat and counted because, again, I just want to live in my Pollyanna world where it's going to work out. And
what did you say with rose tinted glasses?
Yeah, rose tinted glasses.
Calm down, AB Quintanilla.
Yeah. Alicia's just sitting out there in the palenque drinking her ranch water going, no pasa nada.
And then when security rolls up on her, hey, where'd you get that ranch water from?
Exactly.
And also the ranch water's over there, bro.
The quality of tequila has gone downhill at Dodger Stadium, but that's another podcast.
It really has?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. We're about to lose another sponsor, guys.
I know. I don't want to. Dang, I should just shut up. Because the prices went up. I get it, inflation, but the quality is gone.
Fair. That's fair. Okay. So obviously the rotation. I actually wanted to ask you this, even though everyone knows what's going to happen more than likely with that rotation, at least with the first three. Is anyone really surprised that it's those three?
No, because it's attrition. There's nobody else.
Perfect.
Because you can't turn to anybody else.
No.
Gonsolin's not. Gonsolin max will give you 4 innings. What I'm concerned about is that Heaney all of a sudden is giving up a lot of home run balls. That makes me very nervous, and especially if you're going to use him as a reliever.
He gave one up today.
There you go.
He gave up. It was a single bomb. Yeah.
No, you didn't get one up today. Nothing today.
Oh no, you're right. I misread that.
So let's get to our picks then.
For the 6,
6, yeah. Who do we got?
I'm
So-
going the Rockies.
Oh, 6
No.
against the Rockies.
6
I'm
against
go-
the Rockies.
I'm going 3-3.
So we can wrap up this last week, and I think Quan is scared now because I'm on a 3-week win streak because
Wow.
Dodgers are going to
Wow.
win.
I see what you did here. Okay, that's
The
why.
Dodgers are going to win this
Okay.
game now, so they'll close out the week at 4-2.
Yeah,
So can you recap the winners? So you get into the
All
right,
winner's circle.
assuming
Let me get
we're
into
gonna
into the winner's circle here.
we're gonna give the Dodgers the win on this
The winner's circle, he said.
for today's game. So that means that everybody wins this week, even the listeners. The only loser was me because I'm a Raiders fan. So
Aw.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
let me give you guys an update. So everybody
Math adds
picked 4-2, and I was the only one that picked 3-3 because I don't know what I was thinking the show pods would actually show up. To
As you
I
would
mean,
say-
Nick told you they're happy with one win in the series, and that's
Yeah,
what they've
yeah,
done
he
the
did,
last
he
3
did.
times around.
That's
so.
on tape, bro. That's an HD tape.
Yeah.
Okay,
For
so
the
let me
record,
update.
though,
Going into the last week, this is going to decide it. In first place are the double A's, not Arn Anderson, but the double A's. Alicia with 8, Alonzo with 8.
wait, does Alicia know who Arn Anderson is?
No, Alicia
I don't think
doesn't.
so.
She doesn't go back to that time in wrestling. She's new.
Fair.
She's new. She's
Fair.
just discovering
She's new
wrestling.
school.
Andre the Giant. I'm still like on that.
There we go.
There we go.
Slow research. In second place is Babyface, who's just coming on a tear right now. The best you can do, Babyface, is tie.
A push.
That's the best you can do. And then I have 7, and then our listeners have 5. And I want to give credit to the listeners because you guys got a late start in this contest,
and they're RKOing everybody.
and you just ran out of time. You just ran out of time.
2 more weeks, and they probably would have won.
Exactly. So 6 games, all against the Rockies. Alonzo says 3-3.
See,
Alicia,
Uh,
There's
are
only
you
one
are you
thing
gonna
to
gamble for the win, Alicia, or are you gonna play it safe for the
she's
tie?
gonna Price is Right my ass. I can.
I
Feel it.
wanna win.
Yeah.
So
I want to win.
I want to win. What do I need to do to beat Alonso?
You got to Price is
You
Right.
just
me.
can't pick the same thing he did.
Yeah.
You just can't have a 3. You can't go 3-3.
So again, a 4-2.
See.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't all the games in LA?
Yeah.
6 at home.
And are they benching our like usual starters because it's
Probably the
not.
last game of the season they will.
Maybe the last 2. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm hedging my bets on.
So are we gonna see Julio and Kershaw?
Yes. They did say we would see Julio and Kershaw.
I want to go.
With a very short leash.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably. I wouldn't expect them to go very long.
But with the home crowd and everybody getting ready, I'm gonna go 5-1.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Damn,
look
you
at
took my
her.
score.
Going for the jugular.
What, babyface?
You took my. I was gonna say 5-1.
But I said it first. I'm so tired.
I mean, you all
She
right.
needs a ranch water, guys. She needs a ranch water.
So, I mean, I'll let you go if you want, Babyface, because you you can't go 3-3 and you can't go 5-1. Do you want the 4-2?
Now you know why I said what I said first.
I mean, you can always play it safe and just go for the tie.
Push. Go for the
5-1.
Bro, go for the soft 17. Always go for the soft 17.
You're going 5-1.
So if they win 5, they're gonna win 113 games.
You know how hard that is? Yeah, how fucking hard that is.
I said they'd win 112. That's where I was kind of going, but yeah.
When did you say that? Right now?
Yeah, I don't
In,
recall.
no, in my head when I talk to myself, I'm like they're gonna win 112 games.
It doesn't count if you just said it to
So
yourself.
are you going 5-1?
I'll go
Tough
4-2.
4-2.
Two. What are you
Okay.
going with, Juan?
You know what? Considering I played like a Raider and just choked this, I was in the lead the whole season and I just lost it because I went negative. the last few weeks, thinking, hey, they're not even trying anymore, how they're not going to win. I'm screw it. I'm playing with house money. I'm going to lose anyways. So I'm going 6-0.
Well done. Good for you. Good for you with your
6-0.
rose tinted shades.
Imagine.
6-0. I mean, the best I can do is tie. I've already lost, so why not? Let's go 6-0.
It's house money. By the way, can I point out a stat that I just read real quick before we?
And if they go 5-1 though, I win too because that's my original until Alicia started.
Stop it! You can't change the rules. Stop it!
Hey, I would have won this thing if the Dodgers would have not messed up like on some of those other weeks.
That's so funny. I did that same thing in Vegas when I lost my bet. I went back to the bookies and I was just like, no, you misunderstood.
Right.
In my head, this is what I thought. So I think, being a good person, you should give me my money back.
Please, and thank you. And maybe even throw in a couple extra dollars too while you're at it.
Exactly. Please and thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Did you know that in 2018, Craig Kimbrel had 5 blown saves? Do you know how many blown saves he has in 2022?
7.
He has 5.
Damn.
So it's par for the course. I mean, the ERA is a little inflated, but I'm telling you, Craig is not he is your the closer, right?
Do me a favor, babyface. Sure. If this happens, if the show pods score 4 runs in the 9th inning and win this game, it changes everything, right?
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Who's gonna pitch?
Well, we'll see.
Well, I mean, right
but
now,
I just want you to record the look on your face if that happens. If that happens, you are officially eliminated, and there's no way you can win.
Yeah, it's the 9th. The 9th is about to start. You know what? We should have actually watched the 9th inning together right now, just so we can see the look on his face. I know, but we won't because Alicia needs to go get her ranch water.
That's right.
And thank you guys.
If you guys all want to see Alicia, you can go to the left field pavilion right now, where she's going to go get some ranch water.
She's going to pull up right now. There's nobody there, but she's going to pull up.
Yeah.
But thank you guys though for joining us all season, even chiming in with your picks. Even though Roger just tried to move the goalposts on us just now a moment ago, you guys they really did come out of nowhere with the 5 wins. So well done to you guys. And also chime in with your picks if you think it's 3-3, 4-2, 5-1. Juan is a true Raider fan, going with the 6-0 for the last week of the season.
That's right.
It's true though.
Gangster.
Yeah, the flip with the hard hitting truth, but it's true. No, but seriously, thank you guys. We've enjoyed doing these lives, and we look forward to having you guys join us live when we do whatever playoff game. And with that though, Bet Online presented this week's episode of the podcast. If you head on over to Bet Online and use our promo code BELIEVE50, you'll receive 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Juan, that means that if you deposit $100, you will receive $50. They won't give you $75. I know that's what you want, but that's unfortunately not how it works. So head on over to their website and join in on everything. Bet Online, where the game starts. Huge thanks to them for presenting all season. They're actually also the only sponsor we have left because we lost everyone throughout the show today.
Yes.
Thanks, Alicia. Thanks, Alicia. But seriously, thank you guys for joining in. But I think we're going to go live next week. I'm not 100% sure.
David Price is going to close it.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There's his
no, this is going to be technically our last live of the season then.
I think it is. That's why I'm saying all the stuff I'm saying now, because I'm pretty sure this is the last.
We can go live next week.
So this is our last live of the season, and then we're going to go live after the playoff games.
See. It'll be some of this iteration because we all, unfortunately since we lost sponsors, we have to go back to work now.
That's right.
So we'll be here throughout though, and we'll talk all the things. But we do have an episode coming Monday, and it's actually I'm actually I had a good conversation with what we recorded so far. I know these other guys thought the same thing, and I think you guys will enjoy it, especially if you're a homer. Like I think it'll be a good one to listen to. Juan, the homer.
That's right.
I'm just glad we didn't talk any Raider talk because it would have been pretty sad. It would have been quite. Where's the lie? I mean, Philip even said the same damn thing.
That's right.
But keep an eye out for that. It'll be out on Monday morning. And again, thank you guys. We really appreciate all the support this season. Season 2, right?
Yeah, season 2.
Season 2. It was a blast. We added Alicia Del Valle, and she's it's been fun hanging out and shooting the breeze with her, and then Roger's still moving the goalposts per the usual. So we're out here still doing things, but it's been fun, and it'll be fun again next year. But we still have the postseason, so we'll talk more during the postseason and look forward to all that. In the interim, thank you guys again. Really appreciate you guys. Stay safe and go Dodgers. Don't drink too many ranch waters, Alicia, please. It's Thursday.
I don't have ranch water.
That we know of. Good night, guys. Go Dodgers.
Yeah, go Dodgers.
I hope David Price just has an immaculate inning.